HELOC as an emergency fund? What is a HELOC anyway? HELOC is a home equity line of credit, and using that as an emergency fund can help you deploy cash that's sitting on the sidelines that can be used more effectively and efficiently. What do I mean? This is a strategy that I consider only for high net worth clients that have lots of margin and cash on the sidelines. Too often I've seen clients with 50 to 100,000 or even more sitting on the sidelines as an emergency fund. Unfortunately, what I've seen is that that's just expensive insurance, because when an emergency comes along, usually most people can cash flow that when they have that much sitting on the sidelines. Their income is so high in the six figures, if an emergency happens, they put it on a credit card, they're paid, they can easily pay it off. How do you deploy cash in a more effective manner? You use a home equity line of credit if you can. Let's walk through an example. You have a $500,000 house. You can take up to 80% as a home equity line of credit, which means you can take up to $400,000 as a line of credit into the equity in your home. However, most people have a mortgage. What if your mortgage is $300,000? You subtract that from the $400,000 you can take, and that means you get a $100,000 home equity line of credit that is off the equity in your house. Now, one thing you'll do is you'll pay maybe $800 to $1,000 to get this access to the line of credit, but don't use it. This is the key. What happens is you don't pay any interest on the home equity line of credit if you don't use it. That way, if you ever have an emergency and you need it, you could write a check on the equity in your house and pay cash, and then you'll start being charged interest on the line of credit. If you don't ever do that, you'll be charged maybe $100 a year to keep the line of credit open. Why is that effective? Because if you're sitting on $50,000 or $100,000 in your savings account earning 0.2%, you could now pay that into your mortgage. Your mortgage is 2, 3%, or even 6%. You get an immediate return a lot greater than what you have in your money market account. Then that creates the home equity line of credit that you can then pull back out in an emergency. You will be debt-free faster, you get a bigger return on your money, and there you go. Now, this is not for everybody, so please, if you are somebody that has emergencies often, this is not for you. This is for those that have margin and want to deploy cash in a more effective, efficient manner, get debt-free, and are sitting on a large savings account or emergency fund that they never use. So if you have questions, please let us know. But who does what by when? Who, that's you, does what? Look into a home equity line of credit with your current mortgage company or Google one in your area. And then by when? Next week. And that's bags of money.